Okay, so let's spend a little bit more time on Drew's swing here. A couple things in the setup. Uh, I would like to get to where our hands are higher than that. So up by the shoulder, up by that back shoulder would be great. Setup is pretty good. He's into his knees. He's we're not real. Whoops, I'm sorry. I don't have the laser here. We're not. Our knees aren't on parallel here, but that's okay. We'll get that figured out. And the bat angle is not great, right? So we're probably right now not even reaching to the plate, let alone the other batter's box. That's okay. We're just trying to get it figured out right now. So that's some of the initial things we see in the setup. And I would say that the bat angle issue is consistent. And then I'll show you another issue that we saw a lot. Okay. So we talked a lot last night about being straight-legged on that front side, and he understands it, but he doesn't do it all the time. So that's something that we should watch. Take it back. And then let's see the front foot. And I'm fine with him picking it up and setting it down. I'm fine with him stepping. I would be concerned with if he's closing himself off. If he's stepping closed, it's going to be harder to turn, and I think we give up some power. So let's just watch and see where that foot goes. And that's actually my bad on the camera because the camera's moving there too. And you can see right there he's trying to work. We're talking about the bat angle and he's thinking about it. But then when we load, his bat angle right now really is just about straight up and down. So he's got to get to where he's comfortable loading with a 45-degree angle bat. And again, we've got the front leg issue. It's great that he checks himself. We try to teach these guys a lot to get to where they can coach themselves. You can see here we've got quite a big gap, hands too far away from the chest, right? And so one of the ways to combat that is that we would want to see, and we talk about, hey, we think we could see more of an angle on the front arm. That'll help them to think about keeping their hands into their chest. Okay, let's go back. This video here was a little bit better on head height. We'll take it through and see how much he dips here. And so he still has some dip for sure. It's the great thing about the video is that we can really uncover some of this stuff. We take it back to impact. Here's the other thing with Drew that I noticed a lot is he has an understanding that he should be hitting the ball quite a bit out in front of him, whereas I'd like to get to where he's hitting the ball off his front hip. And so at impact, we actually aren't able to really duplicate or replicate that power L or show that power L because the ball is so much further in front of his body at impact. So for the sake of Friday nights, we'd like to get to where he's hitting off of his front hip, and it helps us in our checkpoints a little bit better. I guess to illustrate what I mean by that, I could take them backwards. So I'm saying that the T should be here. And we asked him a few times to move up. But he naturally wants to get quite a bit behind the baseball. So that's something else that we can be thinking about. Okay, it's great having him there. He definitely belongs. He fits in, and it's great having him.